In the heart of Tanzania's Serengeti Reserve, a vast expanse where wild creatures rule and time feels suspended, lived a man named Makonde, a legend in his own right. For over half a century, this former wildlife ranger dedicated his life to one mission: protecting the animals of the savannah. From a young age to the twilight of his life, Makonde patrolled the reserve, standing firm against poachers, guiding lost tourists, and caring deeply for the animals under his watch. Even after retirement, he never left the land he loved. He volunteered daily, cruising through the wilderness in his aging jeep, his eyes still as sharp as ever, his presence a symbol of wisdom and safety. The staff at the sanctuary saw him not just as a mentor, but as a living legacy. Rangers young and old often came to him for advice, and Makonde, always patient, would share stories of the past, warnings of danger, and lessons learned from a lifetime among the wild. Elephants, giraffes, rhinos, zebras, even lions seemed to recognize him, their eyes softening when he passed. But time spares no one. One summer morning, under a sky bleached white by the heat, temperatures soared above 45 degrees Celsius. Most animals had retreated into shaded groves. But Makonde insisted on one final trip, to check on an injured rhino deep in the bush. Ignoring the sweltering heat, he drove alone. The road was rough, the air like fire. His old jeep rattled through the tall grass as sweat poured from his brow. When he reached the rhino, lying weakly beneath a tree, he stepped out and slowly approached it. His concern was evident. He bent gently, observing its wound, whispering reassurances. But then, he staggered. A sudden, sharp pain struck his chest. He clutched at his heart, his vision blurred, and fell to his knees, alone, helpless in the grass. Nearby, two younger rangers, Elijah and Musa, were tending to zebra enclosures when they heard a faint cry. They raced toward the sound and found Makonde collapsed. Elijah checked his pulse, erratic. Musa searched his pockets, desperate to find his medication. But it wasn't there. A call was made. Emergency responders rushed to the scene. Makonde was loaded into the reserve's medical van. Elijah held his hand tightly the entire ride. But his breath faded, his grip loosened. Doctors did all they could: chest compressions, a defibrillator, emergency oxygen. But the silence that followed was deafening. Makonde was gone. Word spread through the sanctuary like wildfire. Staff, friends, and volunteers gathered in disbelief. The protector of the wild had taken his final breath. Per his wishes, his funeral would be held on the land he loved most. That next morning, as the sun climbed above the trees, the team gathered in the sanctuary's courtyard. A simple wooden platform was prepared beneath the open sky. Makonde lay there, peaceful, his face calm, as if asleep. Elijah stood by his side, tears flowing freely. Musa whispered a prayer and lit incense, the smoke rising like a farewell message to the heavens. Then, something unimaginable happened. A thunderous roar echoed from the sanctuary's gate. Heads turned. Whispers filled the air. A massive lion emerged from the trees, walking calmly, yet purposefully, toward the gathering. People froze in fear. Some backed away. But the lion didn't attack. It moved with grace and dignity, eyes locked on the body of the man who had once saved its life. Years ago, Makonde and Elijah had rescued a pride of lions trapped in snares. One male lion, with a deep wound on its flank, had nearly died. Makonde removed the trap, treated the wound, and guided it to a recovery area until it healed and returned to the wild. And now that very lion had returned. It approached the wooden bed. Silence fell across the courtyard. The lion circled once, then laid down at Makonde's feet. It lowered its head gently, as if in mourning. Everyone was stunned. Elijah recognized the scar. It was the same lion. Moved to tears, the staff slowly approached. The lion remained still, breathing slowly, eyes closed. This was no coincidence. This was loyalty. This was love. As the ceremony ended, Makonde's body was carried out to the open plains he had always cherished, a quiet field beneath an ancient tree. The lion followed, step by step, tail swaying like a flag of honor. They dug the grave together. Musa carved Makonde's name into a smooth stone and placed it at the head of the resting place. Locals lit candles. Elders offered prayers. The lion did not move. It sat beside the grave as the sun dipped below the horizon, roaring once more, a deep, aching sound that carried across the plains like a final goodbye. The next day, all activities were paused. Rangers laid wildflowers at the grave. Visitors stopped to pay respects. And there, still, the lion returned. Day after day, it came back. Silent, still, faithful. Elijah and Musa sometimes visited too, talking softly as if the old man could still hear. The lion never interrupted, only listened. And so the story of Makonde, the ranger, the protector, the savior, and his lion friend became legend. A story whispered by rangers, passed down to volunteers, and remembered by everyone who knew the Serengeti skies. The tale is not just one of man and beast, but of gratitude, memory, and the eternal bond between two souls who once met beneath the wild sun. Dear friends, please don't forget to subscribe the channel and like the video for more interesting stories.